The US President Joe Biden, he's had a busy day, but he has reassured Israel and its Prime Minister that you are not alone. He arrived in the country hours after a huge blast tore through a hospital in Gaza, which is believed to have killed 471 people. That number varies. President Biden says America has Israel's back, which is crucial to what happens next in the Middle East, as Israel and Hamas exchange blame for that hospital attack. Biden has announced $100 million in humanitarian assistance for Gaza and the West Bank. Some other main developments. The US says Israel is not responsible for the explosion at a hospital in Gaza. Protests have erupted across the Middle East over the attack. Almost 3,500 people have now been killed in Gaza. That's according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. In Israel, 1,400 have been killed since that invasion by Hamas. Sky's Tom Parmenter reports.
With thousands already dead and the Middle East in turmoil, President Biden landed in Tel Aviv to embrace friends, but with a mission to try and find conciliation in this crisis. It is perhaps the biggest diplomatic test of his presidency. The dispute over who hit the Ali Arab hospital in northern Gaza is clouded by the fog of war. The Palestinian authorities are adamant it was an Israeli airstrike. The Israel Defense Forces have said it was not them.
I was deeply saddened and outraged by the explosion at the hospital in Gaza yesterday. And based on what I've seen, it appears as though it was done by the other team, not you. But there's a lot of people out there not sure.
What is not in doubt is the effect of what happened.
There was no advance warning before the targeting of the hospital. There were more than 3,000 people here for whom this place was a safe haven. During our shift, without any warning, at around 6:30 p.m., a shell struck the hospital. We don't know what it was, but we saw its devastating impact, with children being torn to pieces.
The Palestinian Health Ministry said 471 people were killed here. Over 300 others were injured.
This is the area of the hospital.
This morning, the IDF presented what they say is evidence that the rocket came from inside Gaza.
According to our intelligence, Hamas checked the reports, understood it was an Islamic Jihad rocket that had misfired, and decided to launch a global media campaign to hide what really happened. They went as far as inflating the numbers of casualties.
The explosion prompted the Palestinians to cancel the face-to-face meeting they had lined up with President Biden. He will try to hold a phone call with them instead on his way home from Israel. The closed border crossings into Gaza will open, he said, and he promised to send $100 million worth of US aid into Gaza and the West Bank. It is desperately needed.